All right, welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast show. Got a special guest on the show today. One of the biggest up-and-coming producers in the game. Got industry placements from Quando, Rondo, NBA Youngboy. Everybody should have been on heard at least one song from one of those artists. Trill C, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing yourself? I'm glad to be here.
I'm doing all right, man. So first off, appreciate you coming on the show. And we're gonna start off by playing it's an artist from Louisville, Kentucky. Real cool with him. Got a personal relationship with him. His name Game Type Black Sleeve. We're gonna play one of his songs and then we'll get into the interview.
Okay, dope. Let's do it.
Nigga, don't worry about what I do, just know I get money. Nigga, don't worry about what I do, just know I get money. Just know I get money. Just know I get money. Met when they Nigga, don't worry about what I do, just know I get money. Caught up in these streets and graduate, but I ain't no crash dummy. I've been heavy motion, 7 days a week, my trap open. Hit it twice, my junkie hit it once and said it's still potent. Brody got on bail for 2 gun cases, but he still holding. Told me he fucked up, I put him on and got his shit rolling. Little bitch talking shit, I honey packed her, got her shit swollen. Know some cool niggas lost their life for too much trolling. Can't put my trust in pussy niggas, lost is meant to be earned. They paying no bills about my paper, don't make me turn a big worm. No one said we don't smoke, upgrade your ones, come get served. My plug told me to send a text just so my orders confirmed. I'm willing to take it wherever with you. If I detect the turn, ain't no limits with niggas. I want you, I'm putting it on your head. This ain't no problem, respect is meant to be earned. If I'm married, man, your business know too much and get burned. Nigga, don't worry about what I do, just know I get money. Caught up in these streets and graduate, but I ain't no crash coming. I've been heavy motion, 7 days a week, my trap open. Hit it twice, my junkie hit it once and said it's still potent. Brody got on bail for 2 gun cases.
Hey man, shout out to Game Type Black Sleeve, man.
Shout out to Game Type Black Sleeve. That's hard right there. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's hard. It's funny because I don't really know too many. Where you said he from again?
I'm in Louisville, man. I don't interviewed every artist up here in Louisville. I probably have the biggest podcast in Kentucky.
Hey, don't let me get me wrong. Is ESTG from Louisville?
Yeah. I know one of his close homies, man. Like EST, man.
That's that vibe I get from that song. You know what I'm saying? That boy like money. You know what I'm saying? Talking about getting to the money. I like that. It's hard. I like the beat. The mix sound good. Shit, that's dope right there, bro. Shout out to him for that. That's a hard record.
Yeah, man. Yeah, ESTG, man. Yeah, I listened to him when I got up here in 2018 before I moved up here in 2020, and that's all they was bumping in the club before he signed the guy. And so I was listening to him since 2018, way before he got big.
And that's crazy because we didn't really get a hold to ESTG to like 21 out here in Houston, bro. Like 2021, 2020, one of those years. But it was like, that's crazy that, you know what I'm saying, in your city, like y'all been hearing about him, you know what I'm saying, and he's come up.
Yeah, because he was the first artist like I heard in a long time that I ain't heard a bad song by him. Like I could just shuffle his whole thing. Like every song was hard.
Yeah, I rock with EST for sure. That record hard too, though, bro. Shout out to him for sure. His name again?
Game Type Black Steve.
Game Type Black Steve. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. You know, he got a couple songs. He got a song with Peasy too. He did about 2 years ago.
Okay, that's dope, bro. I like that record.
But yeah, man, we start off from the beginning, man. Tell the people where you from. How old are you?
Okay, I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm 32 years old. I've been producing, I'm gonna say like 5 years. I haven't been doing it long. It's something that kind of I got into it as I got a little older. I used to hoop and shit like that. So I was a basketball player then. For some reason, my homeboys, they was all rappers. And I kind of got out of school. I didn't know what my next move was. And I was like, man, I don't want to be a rapper. That's not me. And shit, here we are now producing. Got some records with some of the hottest in the game. I'm continue to grow. And y'all gonna be hearing a lot from me.
That's what's up, man. So what's the first thing that come to your mind when you hear your hometown?
First thing come to my mind from my hometown, man, we gonna go with You know what I'm saying? Swangers. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just natural Houston, classic shit. Swangers. If you know what swangers are?
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
okay. Yeah, that's just a classic thing in Houston. Everybody, y'all got them pokey rims. That's what everybody call them, pokey rims. That's what we do out here, swangers.
Yeah, I just interviewed Lil Flip last month, and he was talking about that. So
Yeah, for sure. That's just like, man, as a kid, like growing up, seeing that it's not as popular as it used to. Like the younger guys are kind of like 4G's bigger wheels and stuff like that. But like just old school original Houston, like swinging screw music and things like that.
yeah, absolutely, man. So for anybody that ain't never been to Houston, just kind of describe how it was growing up there, everyday kid, some of the struggles you had to go through as a kid slash teenager growing up in Houston, 2-parent household, things like that.
Okay. My father passed away when I was younger, but my mom and my stepdad been together since I was a kid. So that's kind of my father figure in my life. So I grew up in a 2-parent household. I grew up in Missouri City, Texas, known as Mo City. Um, Man, it's tough out here in Houston, bro. Like a lot of people think we all country, we ride horses and stuff like that, but actually we one of the most popular partying cities. Like a lot of people come out here to get their party on, bro. Like growing up out here, it was a lot of a lot of different gangs, and like we don't really have like it's people that gang bang and stuff like that, but it's a lot of different cliques out here and a lot of different things going on. So growing up out here, you really had to be yourself because people expose you for being if you're trying to be somebody you're not. Like people think Houston is a playful city, like you come out here and really get hurt. Like it's not no place to play around and think that you're somebody that you're not. So growing up out here, like you really had to like be somebody because it's a lot of money in Houston to be made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So do you got any siblings?
Yeah, I got an older brother, a younger sister. So I'm the middle child. So I would say my family look at me to be the golden child. So I try to be the one that, lift everybody up and keep everybody going and look out for everybody in my family, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So I know you say you play basketball, man. What type of activities you was into as a kid? Or did you just play basketball? You play football too, or anything like that?
Nah, hell nah, it's too small. I'm about 5'11", bro. So I ain't get into the football. I tried, but shit, once I got hit one time in middle school, I was done. I was like, nah, this ain't the sport for me, bro. I was done with it. But mostly, bro, I can't lie. I was like a hustler. My mom would tell you, like, bro, I was like always trying to get some money just as a kid, like doing whatever I could do from selling things to being a neighborhood cool cup kid, selling cool cups to everybody in the neighborhood to finding a way as an adult and making my way.
Okay. So as far as the music business, as far as your family and close friends around you, do you have anybody that was in the music business in your family or close around you, or was you the first person to go down that route?
My stepdad actually they had like a group coming up in the early I'm gonna say like 80s. They did a lot of dance. So we had a theme park in Houston called Astroworld. So that was kind of a hot group. But other than that, my family, I'm the first one, bro. So it's kind of like one of those achievements in life to actually put a plaque up in my mom's house and you know what I'm saying, be different because I can't say that I have anybody in my family that's been a successful musician, bro.
Okay. So what would you say? I know you spoke on it briefly, you was playing basketball and things like that, but what would you, if you had to point out something that really led you to get into the music?
Uh, as far as that goes, I don't know. I just always seen myself as a star, bro. I never seen myself as just the typical going to work type of guy, like being normal. So I always wanted to put myself in a situation to where it made sense. I have people around me doing a lot of good things in life, so I always wanted to be just around something that made sense to me. And ever since I started music, bro, I never had doubts about it. I never second guessed it. It still to today is my passion, is my life.
Okay. So when you first got into it, you found the passion for producing, like as far as like, or was it something that you kind of played around with a little bit before, and then you just went full fledged on
Man, I just found instantly like found a passion for it. It was like I can't even remember the philosophy of what made me just say, all right, I'm gonna be a producer. But in the early stages, bro, I went through a lot of wasting money and wasting time because I didn't really have guidance in it. So I didn't know what to buy, what program I should use to produce on or anything like that. So I would say the passion kind of grew just from like my homeboys. They was all rappers. So I was like, man, I need to be a part of this because I was always in the studio with them, just being there at first. And I wanted to be a part of it.
Okay. So growing up, man, who did you like listening to? Who were some of your favorite artists?
Man, I can go real in depth with music. I'm just like an overall music fan. I don't really have, I would say, because my parents, they listen to a lot of old school things from the Isley Brothers to Earth, Wind, and Fire. But my personal favorite, like as an artist coming up, like I like Tupac, I like Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying, the Fugees and things like that, bro, in that direction. Like real good music.
Okay. So your first time going to a studio, man, producing a record, you know what I'm saying? Just explain how it was, man. Was it a rough patch or was it easy for you to catch on or, you know?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to be nervous as hell. Like I used to be like, bro, I used to come up with excuses, be like, bro, my laptop, I forgot my charger. Cause I was nervous, bro. I wasn't confident in my work. And to be honest, the sound wasn't particularly there yet. So it was like I wasn't really confident in what I was creating until I really locked in and got comfortable and like I really started getting a lot of just good advice from other people who were doing better than me. I started to get around those guys. And man, when I got around people who was better than me, I started to realize that I was actually good at what I was doing. But my first time, shit, bro, I was shaking in my boots. I was like, because there was a bunch of people in the room. And that's one thing that I could say, like, for becoming producers, like, don't be scared to put yourself in those situations. Because that's what kind of was my breakthrough, was I got over the fear of, say, that first time being in a session. I had to put myself in those situations to outgrow that fear.
Okay. So around what time frame that was when you was going through that? Like what year?
This was probably like 2017. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2017.
Okay.
When that first sessions. It was with an artist named Drippy. He's in TSF. If you know what TSF is, under Sauce Walker.
Okay. So you led me right into my next question. So just like anything in life, you know, I'm a hooper too. You know, I had scholarships for high school for basketball. So like anything you do, you got to build confidence in it. Where you know
Yeah,
you
definitely.
start playing basketball, had to get confidence in your handle,
Yeah,
your jump
exactly.
shot. So when would you say what time frame that you really had the confidence to know that you really could like I could really do this producing stuff like this can go somewhere?
Man, I got around a artist in 2019 named Bando. Rest in peace to him. He passed away last year in January. And we actually met on 2K through mutual friends. We was all online playing 2K, like the park. And he started sending them beats when my partner, my homeboy told me about him. And he was like, send me some beats, send me some beats. And to have a rapper that already has an established fan base in Houston with an established record, to have his support and him give me like the access to his studio and to be able to create around somebody who's actually doing this, it made me feel confident because I was ready to give up. Honestly, I was about to give up around 2019, and he started taking me with him to Atlanta and things like that. And I started getting in these rooms and being around people who was actually doing it, from winter circles to just major studios in Atlanta. And man, that honestly built my confidence up because I started realizing, hey, bro, you good at what you do. Like, had that confidence within yourself. And I could say that honestly, D-Bando changed my life, bro, because I was ready to quit. I was done with music.
Oh dang, that's crazy. And it's crazy that you speak on Atlanta because you know Atlanta is like the new hub now. It used to be like New York
Yeah.
or California back in the day, but you know now it's like anybody, even if they get popping in their own city, like at
Go
some
to
point they
Atlanta.
got to go through Atlanta. You know.
Yeah. It's like a circuit. Like, you gotta find your way to build relationships in Atlanta, bro. Like, it's just something you have to do. Like, to me, I met a lot of good people in Atlanta who actually put me in rooms and put me in situations to get placements. Nothing hasn't fell through, but it's all about the experience. Like, you got to put yourself out there.
Okay. And I like that you spoke on, that breaking point, because a lot of people get to the breaking point, and it no matter what they're doing, where you can be trying to advance at your job at a 9 to 5 or anything, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
you feel like you about to give up, and it always is always at that point where you about like, man, I'm about to say quit, and then
yeah.
you just be like, all right, I'm gonna do it a little bit longer, and then stuff doors end up to open up for you. So, what gave you, the persistence to just be like, hey, I'm gonna just try for a little bit more longer? Because a lot of people would have just been like, a lot of people don't have that edge, to just keep going.
I had got around D Bando, my homeboy I was telling you about. He introduced me to a producer named No Limit Shine, which is my little bro. We locked in. I love him for life. Um, we was going to his studio like every day. This when COVID first happened. So we ain't had nothing to do, bro. We was just literally in the studio all day, all night, just making beats all day, all night. And I don't know what it was about Sean, but it was like the music when we was making these beats, I'm like, bro, my shit ain't never sounded like this, bro. Like, is it because I'm around you or what? And we end up getting a placement with an artist called Broke as Fuck. He was under the NBA camp and whatever, I forgot what label they were signed to, but we ended up getting a placement with him. They ended up shooting a big record to it. It was called Thule. But we ended up getting a placement together, me and Sean, through just being locked in the studio that year, the beginning of 2020. That's when I kind of like said, all right, it's for real. I got my first placement. I was like, damn, all right, now what you gonna do next?
Oh yeah. So when you so for all up and coming producers out there, when you got that first placement, that you start, getting progress and start moving up the ladders as far as producing,
Mhm.
uh, did you start to, put a team around you as far as, a legal team so you can have, because you hear so many times where, the paperwork stop
Yeah.
messes people up, in the long run. So who did you put around you to make sure your business was straight?
My manager, 1K Franco, I ended up meeting him because he was Sean manager at the particular time. So I ended up meeting him and I was like, I liked his work ethic and his movement. And my lawyer is actually Balaji. He does all my paperwork when it comes to signing those placement deals and things like that. And then I end up signing with BeatStars, with Sony ATV BeatStars. And I end up meeting a lawyer through that company as so I actually have a couple of lawyers on my team through anytime I have to get any type of, overlook process before signing the contract and things like that. So 1K Franco, my manager, actually, locked me in with those situations.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man, that you got that early, because I hate to hear those stories where, people try to, just keep it by their word or things like that, and then they end up getting screwed over.
Yeah, and don't get it wrong, they still gonna try to do it to you. Cause it's times that we didn't got contracts. And me personally, when I get contracts, I like to send them to multiple lawyers just because one lawyer is rushing or whatever case and he overlooked something. So it's still times that shit, they gonna still try to cheat you out your money. I'm not gonna lie to you, because to them, they want to save money, especially if you want a popular producer yet, they will try to save money as much as they can to get those records on those albums. You just gotta know your paperwork and know your work.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you say you had a couple situations, you spoke to a couple situations like being signed to certain people. So what's your situation right now? Are you independent or are you signed to
I'm
someone?
Oh no, I'm listening to you. What you said? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was just asking, what's your situation right now? Are you signed to someone or are you independent or how's that going?
I have a publishing deal with Sony TV. So a lot of they just basically get the paperwork done and do all my publishing. Basically, they pay out my publishing. I'm not particularly signing anybody. I'm doing an independent thing. I own my own studio, so a lot of my work comes from like me being an engineer now. And that's one thing I can say to those producers out there listening: start engineering, bro. It's gonna make everything a lot easier for you, bro.
Oh yeah. So you for producing, you not only make the beat, but you mix and master it too, right?
Yeah, I got into that, I'm gonna say like a year and a half ago. And I already was working at a studio in Houston called Fresh Sonic. And bro, they got some of the that's how I ended up getting into the Youngboy situation in they camp because of the studio Fresh Sonic. The owner there, shout out to Hardhead, that's my guy. He I met him through No Limit Shine as well. And shit, they great engineers, bro. He's a multi-platinum engineer, bro. Super hard. So I learned a lot from them watching those guys and hearing those records from being dry to mixed. And they taught me a lot.
Okay. So being around them and that leading you to the NBA YoungBoy situation,
Mhm.
I have to think that that also, led you to the Quando situations. They all in the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how that ended up happening. I actually don't have any records out with NBA. I got records out with Quando, but I do have records. They just haven't came out yet. Hopefully they do drop. You know how those situations go. You never know when the records actually go drop or if they actually do decide to drop it.
Oh,
So yeah, that situation, like man, that was a real game changer. Like going to that studio, like to me, it put me around a lot of great guys. Like you said, building that team. And that's one thing that's important to me right now is having a strong team, bro. Because I believe you can't make it nowhere without a strong team. Like it's gonna be hard, bro. You got to build relationships, and you have to have people around you who have the same vision.
yeah, absolutely. So, you got a good situation with your publishing, independent grind, own studio, things like that.
Yeah,
Uh, if a major deal came across with a big major label, would you entertain it or would you just keep doing what you're doing now?
man, I got to come with a lot of zeros because I know what to do. Honestly, I got the recipe. I just need the right situation. So I feel like my work ethic and the team that I have around me, like I feel like they just got to come with the right numbers because I already know how to get my own bag and I know how to build my own relationships. I'm still working on that part because it's hard to get in rooms a lot of times with artists, especially major artists. So that's my thing right now is just establishing myself as a household producer and breaking the artists because that's how I feel like producers get that notoriety is by having a hit single and things like that. So that's kind of my focus right now is working with independent artists who already have like their own motion. All they need is that one record. So I'm trying to reach out to those artists out there that kind of already got their own thing, kind of already have our own budget and understand what it takes and that work ethic. And shit, we can work. If you out there and you already got your own little thing going, hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. So take me back to the time where I don't know if it was your first placement or the placement you got with Quando Rondo, but which placement it was where you really got that big financial break where you could look back, you know, when you got that phone call or that email and you knew life was about to change for you. So take me back through that moment.
Yeah, it was that Quando Rondo placement because they had just signed a deal with Motown. So when they signed a deal with Motown, they was about to drop that compilation project. So in my head, I'm like, man, this would be big for me because it's the whole NBA camp. It's not just one particular artist on this album, it's the whole camp. So that particular album changed my whole situation because now people looked at me like, oh shit, you made an album. Oh shit, you getting the plaque and things like that. So a lot of times that created the motion that I do have now in Houston to where people want to record with me, people want beats from me. And it created it to where I can not only get money from placements, to where I can independently make my money in my city.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you can sell beats to not just popping artists or just party
Yeah,
artists on the come up
exactly.
too. So
Yeah, and I until still till today, like man, I don't get lazy, bro. I find my way to make myself to these events, shake hands, and do what I got to do to continue to make a bag. Because a lot of people, a lot of upcoming producers, I see they have this problem, bro. They always look for the major placements. Like it's dope to get those, bro. Not every major placement is life changing. That's what people have to understand. You still got to have a hustle within your daily, you know what I'm saying, life. The publishing and shit, like when you get big records, yeah, the publishing is gonna be nice. Don't get it wrong. But you still have to find a way to survive out here. You can't just look at, oh, I gotta get a placement to survive, bro. It's still like, bro, I make damn near 5 to 10K a month on being an engineer and producer in my city. So that's good money to me. If I could pull in 6 figures a year off of just having my own studio and selling beats, like I don't even use the online beat store. Like I sell my beats personally. So don't just look for major placements. Like that's just something I can say. Like it's good to have that mindset, but don't just look for them. Look for other ways to bring in income through music.
And another thing too, that you investing in getting your own studio, I don't want people to let this slide through the cracks. Not only that you can sell the beats, you
Mhm.
know, while you doing that, you could have 3 artists that you have in your studio and y'all working out some beats that you about to sell, and you can be charging people for studio time too. So that's another hustle
Oh
too.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's all different type of ways. I occasionally I do like I tell people to book a minimum of a 2 hour session. I'll chunk in a free beat. You know, things like that to promote my brand, my business, to keep people to come back, come back. That's all it's about right now that I'm learning my first year having my own studios, returning customers. Because a lot of times rappers can be bullshit. So you have to steady, like I said, go to these events, shake hands, put your face out there. And a lot of times producers are like boxed in, they don't have the confidence in themselves and who they are. You got to get outside and really shake hands and go to events and let people know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So describe the music scene in Houston now and versus the when you first started.
Uh
And as far as people collabing and just in general.
Man, Houston, we actually got a lot of dope, talented artists out here. I just feel like when it comes to my city, we kind of boxed in. We don't have no particularly big labels out here to with these artists. A lot of like our popular artists who did kind of blow up in the past years, from say Don Toliver to Megan Thee Stallion, mostly female artists to Ken the Man. They kind of leave the city, bro. They leave Houston. Then that's when you get all the love out here. When you leave the city and they see you working outside the city, I feel like.
Yeah, because I would have to say, because Houston don't had a lot of people pop recently. So it's like I was saying, I was talking about this the other day. Houston is kind of catching up with Atlanta a little bit because a lot of people, instead of people being like, "Oh, I gotta go to Atlanta, I gotta go to Atlanta," people starting to say that about Houston now.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of, and it's crazy because we have a lot of big studios out here, and they are like a lot of major artists are coming out here, and I can say that personally from being in those studios. Like they are. I mean, I guess it's the shit. You ever been to Houston?
Nah, I need to go, man.
Oh
I
man.
interviewed. I interviewed what you call it, man. I seen we had mutual follower. I interviewed Prada Monroe a couple months ago.
Yeah, you need to get out here, bro. It's the experience. Like, just come out here for a weekend and enjoy. Like that's why everybody come to here. That's why Drake makes so many songs like about Houston. Man, it's somewhere to be, bro. Like we becoming one of those cities that's, like you said, it's somewhere that people want to be. Like a lot of rappers, they come out here and be out here and you don't even know it. They be out here for weeks to months, bro. Like renting Airbnbs and staying out here. Like it's
Yeah,
dope, bro. It's a real big city.
yeah, because I was just thinking, to myself the other day, I was like, man, I don't see progress with my show and things starting to take off. But I was like, man, if I stayed in Houston or Atlanta or any type of poppin' city, I know my show would be way farther. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because Spotify had told me I'm in the top 30% most followed podcasts on there, and I'm in the top 5% most shared globally because I hit 6 different countries. So I was like, man, just imagine if I stayed in Houston when I could just walk down the street and just run
yeah,
into somebody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro. That's what I can say. Like, as you continue to grow in your career, bro, get to a major city.
Yeah.
I me personally, I've been to LA, I've been to Atlanta, never been to New York, been to Miami, seen that music scene. Bro, I will not live in another city. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Like it's just something, and I feel like if I lived in another city, my career would be in a better situation. But I want to build it here, bro. Like I don't mind going to those
Thing
places.
is, the thing is with you is that, you know, producing has so many different lanes. So you can stay in your city and still bounce around
Yeah,
because you can still get things accomplished without you having to live permanently there. Like if you got to go to LA for a couple weeks and rent out an Airbnb or something like that, that don't mean you have to live there to and still accomplish the same things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like that's one of my goals in 2023 is to go to these other cities and really be more outside of my city and continue to just network and take hands. I feel like that's what's gonna take me to the next level.
Oh yeah. And plus, man, you got your catalog and stuff going now. So I mean, once you come across certain people, it's almost like, once they see the work that you already don't put out there, they can't dispute it. They ain't got no choice but to respect it.
Yeah, exactly. So shit, that's one of my things. Like I said, coming 22 is just, man, find new management, work with new bigger artists, and just continue to grow, bro. Continue to grow. You're gonna be hearing a lot from me.
Absolutely. So would you say that Quando Rondo placement is the most successful one you have so far?
Yeah, I would say that's the most successful placement I have so far. But it's crazy though. I just put out a project with an artist named D-Raw, and I executively produced it. So to me, that was like bigger to me than that placement. And that's what a lot of people have to understand sometimes. Like just find your way, just find a way to be doing music, bro. Because you don't know who's next, you don't know what's next. So like to me, that placement kind of like changed my life to where it made people more believing in me and accessible to me to the point of understanding how good I am, what I do. But that last project I just put out, if y'all get a chance, the name is D-Raw. We just put out a project in November. We just dropped a video to a single called Need. I executively produced it. Yeah, I executively produced it. I brought in like I would say like 5 other producers to help me produce the records and mix and master them. And to me, that's more important to me. Like that's a bigger accomplishment to me because that's where I want to get in the game. I want to be one of the Khaled's, you know what I'm saying? I want to be one of the Diddy's and put together projects and put together artists in certain rooms on certain beats and make real, music.
Yeah, man, because that's the first song I listened to when I seen your Instagram. I listened to it last night. I like that song.
Yeah, bro, that song was random. We actually shot a vlog to it, like just creating in the moment, bro. Like bringing those people in that I know are good at what they do. That's what I'm good at, bro. I know how to put right producers in the right situations and the right artists with the right producers. So that's one of the things that's coming up in my career that I want to take a little bit more serious is like putting together like actual songs, getting this artist on this hook, getting this artist on this verse and actually putting together the song how it should be put together instead of just letting the artist, not saying they allow artists to do their job and freelancing however they create, but my music ears, this is the beat. You know what I'm saying? And choose the song, like this is the song, you need to get on this song with this artist. But that's gonna come with me like building those relationships and having those artists understand what I bring to the table.
Absolutely. So for all up and coming producers out there, man, what's the pros and cons to being a producer?
The pros are the money's good. uh Man, the relationships, I built a lot of relationships in this, bro. And I met a lot of amazing people, a lot of talented people. Um, what other pros do I have? Man, just love what you do. Like, if you love what you do, you're gonna find a place in this industry, bro. You can't do it halfway. You gotta love what you do. Some of the cons, understanding your value, because a lot I could say I didn't understand my value at first with this. I didn't understand like a lot of times people do a lot of stuff for free. You got to understand that you putting in time, you need to get paid for what you're doing. Other cons, labels playing with money, don't want to see your money, buying beats and not putting records out. So you sold a beat and could have sold it 1,000 other times, but now you sign these contracts, you can't put the beat out no more. Man, just understanding the business, I can say, because I didn't really understand it. And that's what I had to do when I got around those guys at Fresh Sonic Studios, was learning the business side behind it. And that's what I can say, like, it's major to me, and that all producers should learn the business, bro. Just, I don't know how they're gonna learn it, but learn it. Whenever somebody's talking, just listen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So when you when you talk about labels playing with the money, is it just them just procrastinating, or is it them trying to argue you down, or how does that go?
It's procrastination and argue down. It's different situations. I could say like a lot of times when you have a personal relationship with certain artists, they try to just put the record out and don't consensually like agree to your terms on the record. Just because I gave you that beat in that particular moment for you to get on it, don't mean you could put the record out without my consensuation. And that's what I could say a lot of times. Like a lot of people, a lot of artists take relationships instead of like, you got to understand there's a difference between relationships and business. So you can't mix those two. I would say when you're dealing with artists, a lot of times you got to understand that some artists or people you have relationships, sometimes it's just business.
Okay. So what would you since you've been doing this, what is something that caught you off guard that you didn't expect?
Something that caught me off guard, man. Oh, we had got me and my homeboy got a placement, and one of the producers who sent us the loop, it wasn't his loop.
Mm.
So when the artist previewed the song on his Instagram, the producer was mad as hell at us because we didn't know he made the loop. So it was like a big like argument in the producer community that we was like stealing his loops and things like that. So we had to kind of align that straight. But it was just the fact that like when the song dropped, he previewed the snippet, it went up and people thought we stole his loop and did give him credit for it. So that was just a situation that was like, it was a big drama scene behind it and just mess. So we cleared it up. But the producer who sent it to us, we had to let him know, like, bro, you can't be sending us loops on something that you didn't do, you know, like, and put your name on it at that. Cause it make us look like we don't do business the right way or we don't do shit the right way.
Yeah, because that's on anything in any type of business. You always want to keep that integrity, you know.
Yeah, you want your name good, bro. You don't want to have no bad name out here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, for all the people, all of your fans and people that keep up with you,
Yeah.
what are some things you like doing in your spare time when you're not doing music?
Man, I like being around females. Being in a room full of baddies. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I like kicking it, bro. Like I don't really have a particular group I like kicking with. I like hanging with like my same people. So like just family time, bro. Like I'm big on family. So being around my family and enjoying them is like something that's real important to me. Other than that, traveling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, what are your short and long term goals, man? What you want to accomplish?
Um, Short term goals, like I said, getting more placements. Last year, I took the year off as far as focusing on placements because I had opened my studio up. So I was working on becoming a better engineer and just becoming a better producer. So now that short term goals, I just want to get more placements. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of people kind of waiting on. They they see you get a placement, think you fell off, but I wasn't focused on that. Now my focus is back on that. Long-term goals, man, continue to be a businessman. Don't just like allow music to be my main priority and main focus. Allow myself to grow from my business and open other businesses in the long term.
Okay. So for 2023, man, what you got coming for this year, man? Like, well, you got anything, any big collabs or anything coming up?
Man, right now I'm just working in the moment. I don't really have anything particular lined up. I'm just, like I said, working with a bunch of independent artists who already have a following for themselves and just continue to help them grow as doing my job and helping them grow as creating the records that they need to take their career to the next level. And like I said, you're gonna see a lot. Right now, I haven't gotten the motion of figuring out exactly how I need to get in these rooms with these artists, but that's a part of my plan coming up. And my management, they actually been doing a good job in putting me in the room. So I don't like to speak too much on records that don't come out. So I don't like to say, oh, I'm working with this person and that person and that person, and the records don't come out because then it's gonna be an upset for me.
Oh yeah.
When the records come out, bro, you're gonna be the first ones to know, and I'm gonna let you know. I'll be like, hey, bro, we got a record coming out. We need to get back on the show.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, man. You know, I do shows all the time. You know, Just like I keep the door open for everybody on two facets, whether we talking about your career or we can just get on here and just chop it up and talk about some real stuff. Cause I went through
Yeah,
a lot of real stuff in the military, real life stuff as far as, whether that be relationships, fake friends or
yeah,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something on your chest and you feel like some people going through it and they
yeah.
might need to hear that perspective, we can talk about that too. You just got to be about the music all the time.
Yeah, definitely, bro. We gonna definitely get back in here, bro. I got a lot of, like I said, my mind is thinking further and further ahead. So when I say, like, when you ask me about things that I got lined up, I already have a few things lined up as far as artists. Like I said, I just want those records to drop before I start name dropping and things like that.
Absolutely. So I start asking all my guests this question. I feel like it's a question everybody should have to answer at some point in their life. Like it's a legacy question. So, how do you want people to perceive you?
Uh, I just want to be perceived as a hard worker, bro, as a real genuine person, someone who's very authentic in their life and their creativity, and just a very, like, very, I want to be a mogul. I want to be somebody that's like good at what they do and known for what I do. So that's how I would like everybody to see me. Just know me as a producer who's gonna be one of the greatest.
Absolutely, man. So, give me your well, you can do artists or you can do producers. I don't know which one you want to do, but give me your
Okay.
hip hop Mount Rushmore. Give me your top five. You either do producers or you can mix it up with artists or however you want to do it.
Ooh, damn. Damn. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Producers wise, I'm gonna say Southside 808 Mafia Boss. As somebody who I was always inspired by from when I was watching YouTube videos and things like that. Rappers, oh, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna just say producers, 808 Mafia Boss Southside. Damn, it's crazy because I don't ever think about stuff like this because I don't really like. I'm my favorite, so I'm gonna say Dr. Dre, just as a businessman and the legacy that he created for himself. Uh, Artists, I'm gonna go with new artists right now that's particularly doing their thing. I'm a big Youngboy fan.
Oh yeah.
Um, Drake, and I'm gonna bring a female in on this. I'm gonna say Nicki.
Oh yeah. That's the first time I heard someone bring a female.
Yeah, you gotta look at like her accolades. Like people be saying like, oh, she don't have a high record now, but man, the legacy, the stuff she's done around Mount Rushmore, like, for sure.
Yeah, the run she had, like even the hottest females now, like I feel like Cardi got the potential to have a run like that. But
Yeah,
besides that, like ain't nobody ever had a run like that with a
yeah.
female.
None. So I gotta give her her flowers, bro. Like, I gotta put a female on the list.
Yeah, absolutely, man. My hip hop Mount Rushmore is I got Tupac and Biggie. I love those guys. I got Wayne,
Okay.
Hove, and then I got Drake. But
Okay.
my honorable mentions, I love Lil Baby. I love Lil Baby, and I love Jeezy, man. So
Yeah. It's crazy. That's why when you ask me that, I'm like, bro, I can go all day. Like, people who I like listen to on the regular and have a lot of respect for. And I just like to give credit to the newer, like, generation of things, because those are the people still making the legacy. A lot of times those older people, they did what they did and they kind of moved on from music. You know what I'm saying? So I like to give those guys who still working and still creating a name for themselves and still out here making hit records.
oh yeah, absolutely, man. So closing remarks, man. Anything you want to let the people know? You got any last words for any up and coming producers on the come up? Any advice, and just let people know how to find you, keep up with you on social media and things like that.
Okay. I just like to say to everybody who tuned in, man, stay focused on your dreams, man. Always put your dreams first. Don't allow anyone to diminish what you have goals in your mind or what you want to do in life. Upcoming producers, stay focused, locked in, work as hard as you can, and I would say, Yeah, everybody can find me on Instagram at Trill C, TRILLLLC. And I appreciate you, bro, for letting me come through and do this podcast with you, bro. It was a great interview. I enjoyed my time here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I drop every Monday at midnight. I do vlogs too. So if we ever get a chance to meet in person, we could do a vlog. I usually do vlog when I do in person interviews. I drop a vlog before I drop the actual interview, just us just chilling, chopping it up and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So come to Houston, bro. I'm gonna set it up for you. We'll move around. I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna get you to meet some dope people, some dope artists, dope engineers, a couple of these studio owners. Get you a whole nice little vlog, bro. I think it'll be a trip well worth it, bro. Get you one of your homeboys, come out here and enjoy it, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, Houston definitely been on the hit list. I know when I interviewed Prada Monroe, she was telling me, she was like, "Yeah, you gotta come out here because
Yeah.
you lit out there." Because I'll be seeing the
So,
little turkey leg hut and all that stuff. So
oh yeah. Turkey leg, one of the dope spots. You're gonna have to sit outside for about 2 hours and wait in line, but shit, it's gonna be worth it.
yeah, because I want to run across what you call it, man. I've been trying to get in touch with him, Corey, man. I
Yeah.
just like everything he's about, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Me and my homeboy was just having this talk about him yesterday, man. That's a hard working man right there. Like, he
Yeah,
go put his foot down.
yeah, I
That's
love
a
Corey.
lot of people should be inspired by, but they don't really know like his background. They think turkey leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's a lot that goes behind the scene that people don't know. This man work hard.
Yeah, especially with Corey being that big YouTuber. I've been looking at his
Oh,
videos.
you talking about Corey? Oh yeah, Corey. Yeah, I know you talking about. Yeah, Corey is dope, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching Corey for a little minute. It's crazy. I'm interested in meeting him too. I don't know him myself, but I know a couple other YouTubers that know him. Dope guy though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, with the turkey leg though, I watched the interview they did with Tony the closer.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did an interview with him. I think it was about a year ago. Him and his wife, and they was
yeah,
talking about the struggles that they went through, and that bad investments and things like that. So yeah, it's a real dope story of how they got into the position they in now.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, anytime you want to come on, man, DM you phone number, and then
Okay.
anytime you want to come on, man, I record. I ain't a certain day I record. I can record 7 days a week because all my stuff pre-recorded. So I got episodes coming out every week all the way through May already. So
It's dope, bro. I got a couple other friends that's in the music industry that you might want to interview as well. So I'll introduce you to them as well too, bro. We'll stay in touch definitely.
oh yeah, absolutely, man. You just shoot on my Instagram, or I might have seen you my number, and then or we do it whichever way you prefer to do it. It's crazy because I seen E Blue post you and two other people on his
Yeah,
story. I was like, dang. So I just happened to go through the task because I stay on Instagram for at least about an hour trying to find new guests and stuff. So I
yeah.
just looking, trying to see, you know.
That's one we probably have to do. I don't know I want to play the record for you, but I don't know what his situation and what they gonna do with the record just yet. So I don't want to put it out there to the world yet. But we made a dope record though. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna have to send this one to you personally.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I was just so surprised because I know he had the No Biggie record
Yeah,
that was going crazy.
yeah,
Then, when he played that when I listened to his EP he just dropped, I was on the way to work 'cause I go to work at like 7 in the morning. So it's like 6 in the morning on
yeah,
the highway. And as soon as I heard, I think it's 3 a.m. that song where he got
yeah.
with Perez.
That's dope. That's a hard song.
Man, I would listen to that junk, and then the way the junk came on, I'm a big dude, so I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I couldn't even. I was like, man, I'm moving like a skinny dude in the car, like
yeah.
salsa,
Type shit. Yeah.
some
It,
salsa and everything.
yeah, bro, dope. And it's crazy to me, like you bring up E Blue, like to work with him for the first time a few days ago, like I always have these different like energies when I work with different artists and how they create. I can honestly say, like, when I first heard his voice, when I was recording him, like, it was like, I instantly knew, like, oh, this gonna be a dope ass record. And I always get that feeling about artists when I first record them, and I never really kind of like got a chance to work with them. And when we created that song, like, Like, bro, is super talented, super talented, bro. Like, his work process and how he creates is super dope.
They will make it so crazy, dog. I interviewed him at the end of August.
Yeah,
2 months later, he got his blue check. I interviewed him 2
yeah,
months before he got his blue check, man. So
that's lit. That's super lit. Yeah, bro, hard. We definitely. I think he out here for a little bit longer, and we gonna get in here a couple more days and get some more records done too. Cause the other day, shit, I feel like when I lock in with certain artists and the first record we make is dope. Oh, we got a lot more work to do.
yeah, you gotta try to go
Yeah,
ahead and get
there's no
EP.
telling what else we can create.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rare you had that chemistry in anything that you do, you know what I'm saying? So you try to keep that chemistry going as long as possible.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. Like I said, building relationships with good artists and not just as an artist, like he's a dope human. You know what I'm saying? Good person to be around.
Yeah. He blues real cool, man. Like everybody in that whole camp, cause when I got the Derez Deshaun interview,
Yeah,
they asked me to interview E Blue, Free Band Test, and One Shot Deal. So I interviewed all four of them in the same week. So all those guys is cool because they all hang around each other, so they all cool.
yeah, that's dope, bro.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. And, you know, anybody you send my way, I interview them, or anytime you want to come on, you know, you might one of your side chicks or somebody pitch be like, hey,
Nah, for
man,
sure.
man, she on this. I was thinking I'm about to trick or something. Like we
Nah,
need
for
to
sure.
like this.
Oh, we definitely gonna get back in here.
Tricking.
So we definitely, bro. My life is a fucking movie, bro. It's a movie. And it's only getting longer and longer, bro. So I know we're gonna have some records dropping in. We gotta have some female stories. We got some partner stories and everything else to talk about, bro. We definitely gonna be back in here. I appreciate you having me today, dog.
All right, no problem, bro. And you have a good day, bro.
All right, you too.
All right.
All right, later.